Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda Jazz 1.4 Sport CVT. This particular car is registered KV08HTJ, and the mileage at the start of the road test is just 44,902 miles. The reason we do these road tests is basically so anyone that's looking at the car online in an advert of ours actually gets to see that car in operation, and it is the very car you're looking at in the advert today. We're very well aware that loads of our customers come from a long way away, not just locally but the whole of the UK and Europe too. So the least we can do is go to the time and effort to do this for you. The reason we do them is so we can be critical of the car, so if there's something isn't quite right about the vehicle, you get to know about it before coming to us. It's the whole point of doing these things. Also done on these lovely quiet country roads very close to our premises as well, by the way. So coming to the car itself, as you'd expect with a Honda engine, starts absolutely instantly, settles to a very even, smooth idle, doesn't fluctuate at all, and it pulls beautifully. It's also it's got a nice sort of sporty edge to it, as Honda engines generally do, but it's not obtrusive. It whirs away nicely, very smoothly. They produce brilliant engines, and this is no exception. There's no warning lights on the dashboard at all, by the way, relating to the engine or any other part of the vehicle, aside from the low fuel light, and that's all there is. Just pop in some fuel and we'll get rid of that, quite obviously. But it's a fantastic engine, incredibly fuel efficient as well, by the way. Engine then feeds through into the CVT gearbox. Pretty much everybody knows now, but just to briefly explain, there is no gear change as such. It's constantly variable, which basically means it's unbelievably smooth. You put your foot down and there's no gear change at all. It's just this sort of seamlessness to it, which is absolutely wonderful. It makes them great for on the longer trips, but also brilliant for short trips as well. And the gearbox is absolutely perfect. It's just so smooth in operation. Just going to give the brakes a bit of a shove, and no one behind me. Really good brake pedal on the car. What I'm looking for on the brakes, by the way, obviously they should feel powerful and solid under your foot, but also should bring the car down straight, not left or right, and also no sort of pulsing or vibrations coming back through the brake pedal, and there's nothing at all on this car. It's all exactly as it should be. Steering on the car is lovely in these. It's got a really lovely weight to it. Makes the car feel lovely and solid on the road. Also tracks bullet straight. There's no vibrations at all coming back through the steering wheel of the car. It's all in very nice order indeed there. Suspension of the vehicle, these are, again, it's such a brilliant setup by Honda that it's very comfortable, very smooth, but it's a very dynamic car as well. So if you're in the mood to push on, they reward really nicely, but it's just a very nice chassis. And it works perfectly with the steering of the car as well, by the way. What I'm looking for in road test is any noises that shouldn't really be coming up into the car from the suspension itself. More often than not, it's fairly innocent stuff. Rubber bushes perished, a bit of metal on metal, so you get a bit of chatter going on. But there's nothing on this car at all. It's absolutely exactly as it should be. So you'll hear it going over a bump, but you won't actually hear any kind of secondary sort of clonks or clanks coming from underneath the car. Looking around inside the car, bearing in mind it hasn't actually been cleaned yet. It's going to hopefully that'll be done later today or tomorrow, but it's in lovely condition. And what the videos cannot get across is just how well made these cars are. When you're driving them, as soon as you turn the engine on and pull away, you are in a very high quality small car. There's not many in its class built anything like as well as these, and nothing is as reliable as them. But it is a class act. There's no squeaks, buzzes, creaks, nothing from the interior. It's just a beautifully assembled interior, and obviously offers absolutely huge amounts of space. And again, completely unrivaled in that respect. But it's also a nice place to sit and operate the car. I mean, it's very, very, very simple indeed. It's got plenty of equipment on it. You've got, you know, climate control system there, obviously audio all up here as well, but all works with a very nice actuation and precision to every single control, as you'd expect from a Honda car. But it really is fabulous in here. A lovely driving position, dead straight ahead, all the gauges, all the switches, everything working exactly as intended to as well. You know, fabulous, fabulous little vehicle. As I said at the start of the car, the whole point of these videos is actually to pick up on any issues. And it's not just a checklist to say, yeah, it's all great, come and see us, you know, the car's fine, only to get here. Then we come up with a whole host of excuses as to why it doesn't. Far from it, the car drives beautifully, absolutely beautifully. And both my business partner and I used to work for the Honda main dealer in Bristol, so we know the Hondas very, very well indeed. So we can't use the excuse that we didn't realise. We do know and we do understand. And whoever is genuinely lucky enough to get this car next will be taking on a simply wonderful, wonderful little car, which happens to look absolutely fantastic as well. Having said that, as always, if I've missed something on the video and you want to ask a question, you know, don't hesitate. Do give us a call or email us, and we'll happily answer any questions you might have.